Hoover settles on two different solutions to the problem of the Great Depression in trying to rescue banks and businesses. Now remember that both banks were closing. Over 1,000 banks had closed by 1932, and that 30,000 businesses were closing by 1933 in America. So Hoover is going to try and rescue those collapsing banks and those businesses. To help the banks, he creates the National Credit Corporation, and its goal is going to try and rescue banks by allowing them to continue lending that money in their communities, but unfortunately, not enough money was given to the banks to keep them from collapsing. And the other program that Hoover is going to put in place to help bankrupt businesses is going to be the Reconstruction Finance Corporation. Originally, its design was to make loans to businesses. It does end up helping banks, but it's businesses at first that it's designed to help. But again, it's going to fail because it doesn't lend enough money to businesses to keep them from going bankrupt. Let me show you what I mean. This graphic here is the amount of money in billions of dollars that's available in the American economy during the Great Depression. So you can see there's quite a lot of money. If you look here, right, at the top of this chart, right, in 1926, 27, 28, 29, quite a lot of money in the economy. But then when the Depression happens, you can see what occurs, right? If you look at that, you're able to see that there's a drop-off in 1930 as people start withdrawing money from the banks, people start losing money in savings, and then the drop-off continues until it gets to the 1932, 1933, and there just isn't enough money in the economy to fill and to make us prosperous, to keep us spending and put Americans back to work. So with this serious drop in amount of money in the economy, Hoover is trying to put the Reconstruction Finance Corporation in play and the National Credit Corporation in play so that the amount of money increases. So that instead of a line down here, the line would be somewhere up here because the National Credit Corporation is making loans to banks, and then the Reconstruction Finance Corporation is making loans to businesses, and with this additional money in the economy, businesses can hire people again and people can begin to spend. But neither of those two activities or those two different programs is going to put enough money back into the economy to keep it from collapsing. So Hoover does make an attempt to rescue businesses or banks, but as you could see from that chart, it's not going to get enough money back into the economy to banks or businesses to keep things going.